who isn't here in Tampa with us. I'm so sorry you couldn't be here. But just know that for every one of you that isn't here, there is someone for you here, because we are thinking about you every time we speak to a reporter or to the press for an interview. We're thinking of all of you back home that only wish they could be here with us. So know that you are being remembered, guys.
They have kids who are busy in sports, playing soccer, and all kinds of things that had to be played this weekend. And our youngest daughter, Joy, is just a few weeks away from delivering our 19th grandchild.
He followed up with a letter and he said, well, girl, There's a professor at Harvard, and he wrote recently, his name's Noah Feldman. He wrote, the next time the TSA asks you to put your hands above your head, no, hon, just a little bit higher. No, hon, a little bit higher. And when you stand there for a vulnerable 7 seconds, the next time you do this, you ask yourself, is this the pose of a free man?
Yeah! Yeah, like I agree with what he's saying. That's the truth. Like, ask that
We've had
question.
the beginnings
I'm not
of some
crazy.
great victories, but we have yet to have the great victories. We did have a great victory in the House when we passed audit the Fed. This is a credit to a certain congressman from Texas who got every Republican to vote for it and 100 Democrats to vote for it. A lot of news reports are saying it's dead now and it's going nowhere, and I can tell you that's not true. We have 29 co-sponsors in the Senate. I've sat down personally with Harry Reid twice, and Harry Reid assures me that he's been for architect.
Come on. Fire.
We found the YouTube videos. From 1987 on, Harry Reid has been for architect. He's just not sure he's still for it. But this is something we can do. When I go back in September, we're going to try to get a vote. Harry Reid is the only one that can allow me to have the vote. He has all the power. If everyone in this room convinces 100 other people to email Harry Reid and says, we want to vote on the Fed, I think we still give in. So that's One of the great things that's come out of audit the Fed is that people have heard you. They've heard you say many things, and they've also heard audit the Fed. But here's the thing, because we've talked about audit the Fed so much, we're now talking about audit the Pentagon. It's not sure whether my message will get to the Republican National Convention, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to speak. Well, one of the messages that I will give to them is that Republicans need to acknowledge that not every dollar is well spent or safe in the military, and we have to look for ways in every department of government. A lot of you have been involved in my presidential campaign in 2008 and 2012. It's been a marvelous ride that none of us will ever forget. But there are 3 things that stick out in my mind, and to me are so incredible that they were ever spoken at all on a national stage. The first one, and the one I'll never forget, and this is something Republicans need to hearken to, Republicans need to understand, when they say, why do all these young people love Ron Paul? Why does the internet love Ron Paul? They think it's because he's cool.
He tells the truth.
But the ideas of liberty are cool. And I can tell you one moment that I thought was really cool when he said, you know what? When you read the Beatitudes, when you read the Sermon on the Mount, it doesn't say anywhere in there to know